Yeah.
Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, bringing you some of the best college football news, predictions, and analysis. Our final bowl game before the national championship is the LendingTree Bowl between Louisiana and Miami, Ohio, out of the MAC. Louisiana made the Sun Belt Conference Championship for the second year in a row, and for the second year in a row fell to the hands of Appalachian State. But the Raging Cajuns have nothing to frown about, finishing the season 10-3, their first 10-win season in program history. And keep in mind, out of their 3 losses, 2 of them came to Appalachian State, and another one came to Mississippi State out of the SEC. None of those losses being by more than 10 points. For Miami, Ohio, they actually went on to win the MAC. They upset Central Michigan in the championship game and finished with an 8-5 record, which is extremely impressive considering the RedHawks started the season 2-4, but ended up winning 5 of their final 6 games, made the championship, and then won it. So an unbelievable performance under Chuck Martin, a guy that's making just his second bowl appearance with Miami, Ohio in 6 years. This LendingTree Bowl, guys, the problem with it is that it could be a major mismatch. While Miami, Ohio is a conference champion, while they did win the MAC, they might not stand much of a chance against Billy Napier's squad from Louisiana. The Raging Cajuns are super balanced offensively. They're super fast and they're super explosive. Not many teams are able to stop them. They're averaging 38.8 points per game, 236 passing yards per game, and an insane 265.3 rushing yards per game. They're led by a 1-2 punch in quarterback Levi Lewis, who's put up 2,804 yards, 24 touchdowns, and just 4 interceptions this year. So a lot of credit to him for those passing yards per game and how well that he has performed as a full-time starter for the Raging Cajuns. You have him under center, and then you've got Elijah Mitchell taking the handoffs from Lewis, who's put up 1,092 yards this season, 15 touchdowns, and averages 5.8 yards per carry. This Louisiana offense is so tough to stop, so tough to beat. If you take away the pass game, you still have Mitchell in a dominant run game, and if you just slow down the run, you're not going to stop it. But if you just slow it down, you still have Levi Lewis, who is doing phenomenal things through the air. Major reason why the Raging Cajuns are 10-3 right now, and a major reason why they hung with Appalachian State in both of those games this season. 7-point loss in the championship game, 10-point loss in the regular season. Miami, Ohio, they are nowhere near Louisiana when it comes to offense. They're nowhere as close to being as efficient as Louisiana, nowhere near as explosive, nowhere near as balanced. It's just a huge mismatch offensively, which is why defense is going to be such a big deal in this game. But the RedHawks averaging 24.7 points per game, 172.8 passing yards per game, and just 133.1 rushing yards per game. So to me, neither of those very impressive marks. Neither of those are going to really knock you dead and blow you off your feet. Led by Brett Gabbert, the RedHawks are at quarterback, the brother of Blaine Gabbert, yes, the former Missouri quarterback and for a little bit, NFL quarterback. He leads the RedHawks with 2,100 plus passing yards, 11 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. And in recent videos, we have cited some very questionable touchdown to interception ratios. Quarterbacks that have just been unable to take care of the football over the course of the season. Even if they're getting hot, they have turned the ball over just a little bit too much. And that's one of Gabbert's problems here. The one thing that Miami, Ohio has going for them, and the one thing that could determine whether or not they somehow win this game or just hang in there, is owning the time of possession. They are not as flashy and as up-tempo and as explosive as Louisiana, as we just mentioned. But they do know how to beat you with time of possession. They know how to go on long, methodical drives, holding on to the football, which means they leave their opponents with very little time to go score. And that's why Miami, Ohio is 8-5 right now, and a major reason they won 5 of their final 6. The problem for them is that Louisiana's defense is so good, they might not even get the chance to even try to own the time of possession. And if they do end up winning the time of possession, it's not because they're doing it on purpose. It's just because Louisiana is scoring so quickly and Miami, Ohio might be down by a lot as they're trying to move the ball down the field. Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns, allowing just 19.9 points per game. I don't think people understand how impressive that is from a Sun Belt conference among teams that really don't play that much defense. Teams that are known for their offense, Louisiana, Arkansas State, Appalachian State, Georgia Southern with that option offense. But none of these teams really known for playing defense, maybe outside of Appalachian State and Louisiana. And they're proving why they're one of the better ones in the conference. They're allowing under 200 yards per game, both passing and rushing. So if you had to find one weakness just by looking at the numbers, it'd be that they're allowing 193.8 passing yards per game. But going up against the Miami offense, that's averaging just a little over 170. To me, that's not a huge concern. Louisiana's rushing defense will be just fine against a below-average Miami rushing offense, and the passing game from Brett Gabbert is going to really have to step it up if they want to have any chance in this one. When you look at Miami, Ohio, just like we said offensively, there's a huge difference between these two defensively. The RedHawks, 28.2 points per game they're allowing. That's over 4 touchdowns per game they're allowing. They're allowing over 200 passing yards per game, and the number I have circled is not that. Many teams allow over 200 rushing yards per game, or passing yards per game. That's not a big deal. But the number I've got circled is the 174.1 rushing yards per game that they are allowing. It's nearly 175 rushing yards per game. Louisiana averages 265.3 on the ground. This offense, guys, is one of the best in the conference. Put them up there as one of the best in the nation when it comes to efficiency and balanced. This offense is going to be super tough to stop. And we always cite, for teams to win, you need to find a way to shut one or the other down. Can you take away the passing game? Can you take away the running game? For Miami, Ohio, they're not going to be able to do either. And that's why we're rolling with Louisiana in this final bowl game before the national championship. To me, it's a no-brainer to take Billy Napier and the Raging Cajuns. They're too explosive. They're too dominant. They're too disciplined. They have postseason experience. They were in the postseason just last year, falling to the hands of Willie Fritz and Tulane. But this Louisiana team took a major step forward in 2019. So, to me, the offense is there and the defense is there, and Miami, Ohio just doesn't have the athletes and the speed to contend in this game. Expect a game to be over either by halftime or at least midway through the third quarter. And Louisiana, they clinched their first 10-win season ever in 2019. Just add to a little more history. With this win, they'll have their first ever 11-win season. Billy Napier's squad trending in the right direction, but the major question remains is how much longer will he remain with the Raging Cajuns? He's primed for a Power 5 job very, very soon. How much longer does he have to make this team a Sun Belt power? So guys, thank you so much for watching us here on YouTube. Make sure to like this video. Check out everything we have for you in the description below. We've got the spread pick for the LendingTree Bowl and the National Championship coming your way over at thegridironexpert.com. We've got exclusive college football content and offers down in the description as well, so do not miss out on any of it. And as always, thank you for watching. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you next time on The Gridiron Expert.